Group work sucks. In my case, the only way group projects are fun are if you and your friends get to work on something and happen to be in the same class as you, fooling around and then suddenly locking in and getting a way better grade than expected. Working with friends has always been fun. If you have no friends in your class, then you are pretty much on your own when it comes to working with others. Not that working with new people is bad, I just want to say that in my case, it sucks. When it comes to being in groups with new people or people I don't know, it can go in different directions. You can work together and get it done without ever interacting again throughout the year. Imagine coming into high school as a freshman and not having any friends in your class, because I was pretty much stupid throughout middle school and I didn't really try much in my classes, so I didn't get into any of the classes my friends were in at the time. A month into this science class I was in, you had to get into groups for a group assignment. I still did not know anyone because everyone was new to me at the time. The moment the teacher was asking for everyone to get into groups of 4 or 5, I was too shy to ask anyone if I could join their group, so I just sat down and stayed at my table the whole time while everyone was looking for who to pick in their group. My awkward ass was just sitting there praying for it to be over. After every group picked out their members, I was still the only one who wasn't in a group yet. So I was just sitting at the same table I was before, and another group took over that table. I was just sitting there at the corner feeling like a third wheeler. I just desperately wanted the class to end quickly. After 10 minutes while everyone was working, I just sat there thinking to myself, and the other group was just staring at me and asked me if I wanted to join them. They took pity on me and my awkward as waiting to be saved. By the time I joined their group, everyone was already finished. Soon after, COVID just came and I haven't had a group project for like 2 years as everyone had classes online using Zoom, in which I was just playing games the whole time during classes. Even now to this day, I can't sleep and I'm awake at 3 in the morning. This memory just comes back and haunts me. I also dislike doing fucking group work because you either end up doing most of the work for people who don't know the subject too well. So, this cybersecurity class I was taking during my senior year of high school, in which everyone in the class didn't try as much, and I think I was like the only person who was trying in that class besides like 6 other people. That class is just very easy for me, and I was able to complete the work early. In that class, it was just chaotic. We had people coming into the room and from other classes. Me and my friends were just playing Fortnite and Nintendo games on our 3DSs, while the teacher was just distracted by everything going on. Notebooks are flying around, fights going on inside and outside the class, and everyone else just being on their phones. By the end of the year, there was a contest for those in STEM classes who had a chance of winning a prize based on what the position they won on their presentation. I signed up and asked the teacher if I really needed a partner for this, because honestly, I could do this by myself. Unfortunately, the teacher said that I needed to be paired up with someone. I didn't really know anyone in the class that was good, and I knew that I wasn't gonna ask my friends for help, and I don't think they wanted to participate either, which was fine. Anyways, this guy walks up to me and says if we could work together, and me not knowing much about him said sure, since he seemed excited to work together. The next day, as other groups were starting on their group, he had no clue what was going on and had no idea what to do or how to start. He didn't even know what to do in the class. He later admitted that he had no idea where to even start and said he will just present the presentation with me, and I couldn't just leave the group because I was too shy to even do that, so I just did the entire project by myself. I even wrote both of our flashcards for when we had to present and handed it to him while he was in another class playing on the Xbox. The day came to present, and I'm not gonna lie, he did a good job presenting, and let me explain the technical stuff to the judges. Anyways, that presentation was okay. Plus, it was like only 2 groups competing since the other group decided to drop out at the last minute. It didn't matter if we got first or second place. That presentation ended, and we made mistakes during that presentation, stuttering and having long ums in between. Compared to the other group who cooperated well and worked well together, we got second place. Anyways, the judges chose who they decided did the best, and we had to head inside the auditorium to see who won from each class. As soon as they announced the winners and places of our class, I found out that we won second place and the other group won first. This was the first time I was like, second isn't too bad because the prizes for second place were way better than the prizes for first. Me and my partner won a pair of headphones, so at the end, was it a terrible mistake? Yes and no. I mean, after all, I did all of the work and won second place, in which the prize didn't suck. I came to find out that the group that won first place wanted to work with me originally, but didn't because I had already committed to working with my partner. The group who won first place got tablets and were like, what the fuck, when they saw us getting our prizes for the second place. Anyways, I graduate from high school and I start college, and I don't have any group work for like a semester up until my second semester, in which my English class, we had to do a presentation and we're put into groups. We had to choose the people, but I didn't really know anyone in that class, so I just went with the group that was presenting last because it would have given us more time to work on our presentation. On the website that showed our group members, I went to ask the professor who they were and came to find out that 2 of the classmates that were part of the group dropped out of the English course, and it was only me and one other student. Well, that sucks. The professor already told me that because of the situation I was in, she would just give me full points regardless. So meanwhile, I was working on my part of the presentation and sent him the link to work on it. There was no response for a couple of days, and I was just wondering when he would message me back. Since I already finished my part, I was just waiting on him. He finally responds back during the weekend before our project was due, and was working on the presentation last minute. Honestly, the situation didn't really matter as much because the professor said that as long as I do a good job on my part of the presentation, I get full points regardless.
Yeah, boy.
I was still like nervous because I was stressed out during this whole week because I was the only one who was doing most of the work. The day of the presentation comes and I do my usual part, just fidget around and get nervous and just stutter and do all that. But when I finish the presentation, he does his part, right? The stress was finally over. Always checking if he saw my message or not. Honestly, I don't blame him too much. He was probably busy with work, school, or something else, but it kind of pissed me off how many days that went without getting a response. Like, come on, you aren't on your phone at all? I mean, really? Group projects aren't bad. You get to meet new people, and I made a couple of friends from it, but only during high school. Some of them were fun, but 9 times out of 10, group work sucks. So in conclusion, they suck, and especially in college, and I hope to see less of them in the future. And yeah, bye.